Howdy there, guys. How you going?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, it's a fine early spring here in Sweden, so it's doing quite nicely.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
Eddie, how you going, mate? All right there?
All right. It's
Nice
a
and
bit
sunny,
dull.
mate?
It's a bit dull, actually. Last week it was as sunny. The week before last it was sunny as anything. But this week it's been a lot duller, although it's still warm.
Yeah.
That's good, mate. Yeah, that's at least the temperature's rising here. I was saying to Matisse before, it had like 26 degrees. It was a beautiful day. Went outside, went to the park, did some physical exercise, which did a lot of pain to my body. I had to use some medicinal beverages after that. I can tell you now, just to ease the pain. But
you often see those like group activities in Asia. They stand around in parks and doing all kind of exercises. So was that one of those? So did you do it on your own? Was it?
No, it's for my son because he loves. I first wanted to get him into playing football, like soccer, because I love football, and so he's interested in that. He does like it, but we tried it, and because he's kind of a sensitive kid, and he was kind of a little bit nervous about getting in amongst it all, like with the other kids, and the other kids are more rougher, and they'll push him over and stamp on him, and all this kind of stuff. So, and he would sit in the goal the entire session. He would just sit in the goal, just wait and just do nothing, and we just gave up on it. So now he wants to do tennis. So now tennis is the big thing. So we've got the tennis racket, we've got the ball, and we've got this. They've got like a softball connected to like a elastic wire string, and it's hooked onto like a weight. Yeah. And you hit the ball, and it rebounds back, and you hit it again. So we did all that today.
Okay. And, so have you played tennis before?
Never played tennis.
Okay.
the inner McEnroe was coming out today, and my son as well. He was throwing his racket down, and it's getting really
you got that one. So you got that part down at least. So.
Yeah, calling him Leo McEnroe today. It was funny, but he's getting.
That's great.
But I think he enjoys it though. It's like it's a non-contact sport. So it's a non-contact thing. So we're probably a bit happier about it that he's doing something like that. Even though I have my little Leo Messi out there on the field anytime soon. But that's been good, guys. But what have you guys been doing so far this early morning? Anything exciting?
No, not really. I was doing some sort of gardening work, really. We're at a summer place now, so that was basically trying to get the cobwebs out from winter, basically.
Oh, you have a summer house?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Very nice.
What is this normal? Is this normal?
It's in Sweden, fairly normal, I guess. Yeah.
Right.
A lot of people do,
People have two houses there. That's amazing.
Well, not everyone, obviously, but So it's not too far away. It's more towards the coast and a bit south. So
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, I just never really considered that people have two houses, like a summer house and like a regular, winter house or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's a place to store some of the miniatures as well, to not drive my wife totally insane. So
that's good.
Yeah,
I'm sure she's very happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
Here I'm actually allowed to have them, a bit more in the open. At a regular home, it's in a sort of closed cabinet. So yeah.
Good on you, mate. That's nice. Okay, great. Well, and Adi, how about you, mate? What have you been up to?
Well, this morning I've been. I was sent a picture by Jonny Watson of his Orc army the other day. It looked really nice.
Cool.
And I had a look at some of the close up of some of his where he painted his miniatures, and he'd painted the bolters and stuff like that on his orcs, and I haven't done that yet. I haven't got round to it, and I looked at them and I thought, "Ooh, that looks really nice." So I've literally been going through all my clans and painting all the metal areas, including the bolters, and if they've got like the knobs of their power claws and their big bolters that they have on their shoulders. This is all in epic, obviously, epic scale.
Yeah.
and I've been going through and doing that, and I've just got the death skulls to go now. Everything else has had their coat of paint on, and boy, does it make a difference. I was surprised how big a difference it made when I actually, as I tackled each clan. It really does look great. So, so I've been mostly doing that this morning. Yeah.
Oh, good, mate. That's great.
Busy, yeah.
Absolutely.
I know you've got. We've got the sub. We're talking about brushes and paint and stuff this morning. Is that the theme?
We are going to talk about the theme. But before, I think we'll do that first, or we might do the community shout out first, and then we'll do the
how you
topic
want
later.
to do it. I was just wondering.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. That's okay. I was going to say, did you give Jonny a hard time putting all those miniatures, all these orcs on the strip bases?
I
didn't notice.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the strip bases. Were they on strip bases? You know what? I can't honestly say I noticed strip bases on.
Oh, right.
But then, I might not have done. I might have just gone, oh, they look nice.
Yeah. That's good, mate. That's good. Okay. Now, he did a video recently, early this week, about painting the Storm Boys. I think he painted the Storm Boys, and I did notice on strip bases. They look very nice, though. Nothing against. No discrimination here against strip bases.
Again, I didn't particularly notice myself. It's not something I, if it's other people's stuff, they can do whatever they want. I really
absolutely.
Not militant, not these weird militant people. Oh no, it must be like that. That's just absolutely. Yeah, get out of here. But myself, I can't abide them. I couldn't bring myself. But for anyone else, they do whatever they want. It really doesn't, in game terms, from what I can tell, talking to, sort of when I was at Games Workshop and talking to people in the past, from in game terms, the size of base, because they often with Epic Armageddon, they talked about like sizes of base and how you could basically have any size base you want, and that makes sense to me, because it doesn't really matter what bases you use, but I like my squares. I'm a traditionalist.
No, me too, mate. Me too. I know. Matthias, did you crack on with your Epic at all, mate?
It's actually going extremely slowly. So far, I've basically tried to clean up and actually get them on the base, but I haven't painted a single one yet. But I was able to get a fair-sized orc army in a deal, so that's the plan. But I also have some, like the Imperator Titan. I really want to make that one. So yeah, that reminds me. I've got this one here I need to send to you, mate. So I'll put that in. Yeah, I have some Skaven I should send to you. So need to get that done.
Sounds like a deal, mate. Sounds good. Okay, awesome. Okay, am I missing anything? I think I was going to ask you some questions, but I can't forget now. Anyhow, we'll go straight into the comments here, because we've got a few people here. Sci-Fi, of course, our devoted chatterer in the chat box. Just about awake. Coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what time Sci-Fi gets up in the morning, but I'm presuming it's going to be really late, like in the afternoon on a daily basis. So. Was raving with Garth until about 3 a.m. and then I remembered I should try and get some sleep. Yeah, so that's Garth's. Garth is the very first guy I had on these live stream Natter chatter type things last year, I think. And I don't know if you're familiar with his channel. It's the 40K narrator.
No.
Okay. Garth's a really nice guy. I think he's in Portsmouth. I think where he lives, where he's based at. Anyhow, I came across his channel many years ago. I think during the pandemic, when it just popped up on my feed, and he was just streaming and just talking, and he's painting orcs, like space orcs and stuff like that. And I sort of just cotton on with his stuff, and I thought it was quite good. I thought he had a nice way of presenting his himself, and the style of the stream was quite fun. And then he started doing a lot of these he likes doing DJing, so he has all this DJ equipment.
Very nice.
And he does all this kind of retro 80s, 90s theme style music, which is quite fun as well. So,
that's right up my street then.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link then, and show you guys and see what you think. He does a good job actually. But Jonny just coming in there, so I'll just wait for him to set up his phone, and we'll get him in. So that's great. So now's by Hilly. So how you going there, Hilly? Good to see you there. And I know that Danny's having some breakfast and coming on to nap with us a little bit later. So I hope you're doing well. And my good friend Matt W. Much coffee needed. Just seen this up. Hello all. How you going, mate? Good to see you here. And we'll talk about the Natter times later, as to what people prefer. Either it's going to be my morning, my evening, or a mix of the two, and whatever works best for everybody. But I know some people are kind of disjolted with this whole format of me doing it your morning, basically, or almost mid-morning over there. Nightfall 8, it's 7:13 hours here. Okay, there you go. 0713 hours, 0713 hours. 11:13 a.m. there. Yeah, you're over in Old Blighty. Let's just say it's too early for respectable people, mate. I'm up at like 5, 6 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
Come on, pull yourself together. I'm all good. How's you? I'm good, thank you. Had a great day actually, Hilly, with the family today. So it was really nice. My wife wasn't working, so we went out to the park and had some fun out in the sun. And yeah, it was good. Just relaxing. I actually sat down and watched a Japanese anime on TV, which is unbelievable for me. I'm usually always up here doing stuff. Or? No, not really. But they had this one that was sort of based in sort of, like medieval Japan, and it's had some pretty serious themes in it, like a woman having childbirth. So she was having a child, and then she gave birth to this little baby, and then she died during the pregnancy. So like really heavy, dark themes during it. And I think this is for kids.
Yeah,
unbelievable. So for the rest, I couldn't understand what was going on. But but yeah, normally I never watch that kind of stuff, but I watched it today. Yeah, this is normal time for me ever since I switched jobs. No biggie. Good on you, mate. Managed to get all my Warhammer Quest bases prepped, but I don't think I should be using the scriber knife until coffee kicks in. Yeah, don't do that.
Oh,
mate.
Yeah.
Accident. Let me in, Josh. Here he is. Yeah.
Hey, Jonny.
You're in.
All you do is talk, Josh. Bloody hell.
I thought I'll set you up first. You need to set your phone, mate. We need to look you beautiful, mate. Looking beautiful for the stream. All right. You're the most handsome one of us, out of the four. So you look good, mate, for the girls.
That's not true.
Thanks, mate.
That's clearly not true.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely true.
Well, I think
he says that to everyone. So.
Well, everyone, thanks very much for joining us, and for anybody who's going to catch the restream later on, I really appreciate it. And thanks to so much for all these people, wonderful people. So we've got Matthias here for the very first time. Matthias Hedstrom, hey. You're over in Sweden, aren't you, mate?
Yep, west of Sweden. So yeah, first time here. I mean, I've been on your podcast a couple of times previously, but yeah, this is the live premiere.
That's right. I think people who might recognize that voice, then you might know it from all the deep dives. Yeah, Jonny knows who you are, mate. Yeah. You have a voice for podcasting, Matthias. So there you go.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
familiar voice. Very familiar.
All right, excellent. Yeah, so it's all good here.
Absolutely.
So what are you going to be working on today, Matthias? Have you got anything you're working on?
Yeah, well, as I said, I'm not actually at my my permanent home at the moment, so I didn't bring my painting stuff, so I'm relegated to reading some. But otherwise, I'm working on some Dark Elves to stick with the theme we have on the 4th edition Facebook group. and we recently had the deep dive. I guess that will come out maybe in a month or so. So I'm painting 20 of the witch shelves at the moment. And apart from that, I'm trying as ever to sort of finish my Empire army. And I got some of the final Empire wizards for it, because there are quite a few. I counted them now, and I think it's 27 unique wizard models for Empire for 4th edition. So yeah, that's half an army on its own. So that's my sort of projects going on at the moment, finishing up those and doing the last of the High Elf army as well. Dark Elves, sorry.
Excellent.
So that's basically it.
They're looking very, very nice too, Matthias. I've got to say, your Dark Elves look really nice, mate. So
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, very, very good. And Adi, what are we working on today, mate?
Oh, right. I am working on. Let me see if I can actually pull some of them up. Working on. I can get them to actually fall in focus. It's some epic orcs, because I was just this week I was sent a photo by Jonny of his orc army, and I had a good close look at it, and I thought, oh, it looks really nice. And what I really liked was that he'd taken the time to paint the bolters on the orc models, and I thought to myself, well, I haven't done that yet. This looks really nice. And so I think I started about 6 o'clock this morning, and I've just basically been going through all my clans and painting the bolters on them, and boy, does it make a difference. It'll absolutely, they I mean, they looked great before. I was happy with them before, and what have you. But now I've actually added that next level. They just look even better. But then I always see any army I have as a work in progress. So it's like, if I get an idea, I want to do go an extra level on something, I'll just get on and do it. But I'm just doing my last clan at the moment, and getting all those bolters painted up. Interestingly, I don't use bulk gunmetal. I use, in fact, on all of my epic miniatures, I don't use any metal paints at all. I usually, if I'm paint, for example, like a bulk of metal or something, that kind of look, I'll use an army painter paint called ash grey, and I use that, and then I'll once that's dry, I'll give it a wash with Nuln oil, and it just blends everything and pushes everything up. Great look when it's finally dried, and it looks brilliant. And it looks metallic without actually being metallic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, right, nice.
Yeah, I basically given up using actual metallics as well since like a year or two ago, and I started using some non-metallic metal, and then I sort of I don't like the metal looks anymore, so I do that all the time. Although sometimes I regret it, like with the witch elves now, it's like 80 swords you need to paint for that, or 80 sides of swords actually. So, and it takes me quite a long time. So yeah, just painting the swords is going to take ages basically. But yeah, I think once you started doing the non-metallic, it's kind of hard to go back, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, in general, I tend to use contrast paints these days anyway, because it works so well on epic miniatures. And something like Agaros Dunes, which is my absolute go-to colour for virtually anything that I do, it actually looks gold.
Yeah.
It has I painted up my Warlord Titans, and I painted up the areas that would have been bronzy or gold, or well, specifically gold. I painted them all up with our Agaros Dunes, and they just look great. Really nice. And it's all done in one coat, all shaded and highlighted all in one go, and you just have to make sure you're neat, and that's all.
Yeah. I mean, life as a painter has definitely never been easier, and I can imagine people, getting into the hobby now. It's a whole lot easier than back in the days when you had a few guides in White Dwarf, but that was about it, and you were sort of left on your own to try to imitate what you saw in the White Dwarf magazine, and inevitably failing.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, is that the way that miniature painted is okay. This is just my opinion. The way that miniature painting is often portrayed is it has to be like the box fronts on the what you buy, and actually it's like, I've seen stuff painted that looks absolutely amazing that's not painted in that style at all. And it's army painting, and it's painted in such a way that Dave Andrews is amazing at doing stuff like that, and and his stuff always looked incredible, and yet it was nowhere near as detailed as that kind of box, because that painting style was developed for photography, for presenting miniatures on the it's very specific for very specific reasons. But it does, I think, when we worked on some of the painting books and stuff, we were always trying to get across the message to people that it wasn't about trying to imitate what was on the front of the boxes. It was just about painting to, and a lot of the time it was about painting to a specific levels. And an army standard was really important. Maybe that's just me.
No, that makes perfect sense. But I mean, for me, or our small gaming group, we were basically, fairly isolated. We didn't have any clubs to go to and so on. So we had basically one source of inspiration, and that was White Dwarf. So that's sort of...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that was our idea. That's how it's supposed to be done. And of course, it was kind of difficult to do that because, like, you had the painting guides, a few in White Dwarf, and they were often somewhat lacking, not too easy to actually follow. So it was a lot of frustration, I would say, in those early days. And I think that's one reason why most of the people in our group, at least, they never reached anywhere near a painted army. They sort of just tried a few figures and that looks crap, and that was it, basically.
That's disappointing, actually.
Yeah.
Just think.
Yeah, but I mean, we still had a lot of fun, obviously, even though we didn't paint. Play with painted armies.
Absolutely,
so, of course.
I think they need to come to the eavylead painting lessons on that I run myself, actually, Matthias. So you can direct them.
But I would say I have developed since, so I do have a number.
You're fine, mate. Mate. You. I don't need to teach you anything, Matthias. You're on a roll, mate. You're doing really good. You're probably better than me. So in some regards.
I mean, those kind of lessons would have been very nice to have back in the days, but I mean, there wasn't even internet, so that would have been difficult.
No, I'm really enjoying those. Like, I'm, not taking the mick, but it wasn't a shameless plug but I do enjoy working with people painting stuff, because I was painting a Kingdom Death miniature. I don't know if you're familiar with Kingdom Death. It's like a famous board game.
Yeah.
You know Kingdom Death? Okay. They use it's a fantasy game. They use quite large models, probably about 40 mil, say 35, 40 mil plastics. And there's a guy here in Japan. He's a Spanish guy, nice guy, and his name's Jesus, but obviously in Spanish it's Jesus or something like that. I just felt kind of weird calling him, "Hey Jesus." I have to ask him how he pronounces it in Spanish.
Josh, they pronounce it Jesus.
Jesus, that's it.
Jesus, that's how they pronounce it. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, mate. You got the Spanish lingo on the tongue there, mate. That's good on you.
I happen to have a Spanish friend who's called Jesus as well. So.
All right. Jesus. Okay. Well, Jesus is a really nice guy, and he reached out to me because he's looking for someone to do some commission painting for his entire Kingdom Death collection, which must cost him a fortune, like thousands of dollars, right? And which is very nice. You know, it's nice to get those sort of commission quotes. I'll just let Danny in.
Morning.
Hey, how you going, mate?
Hey.
How you going, buddy?
Bad, mate, yourself.
Danny boy.
Morning.
Morning. I was having
We've never had
breakfast.
5. We've never had 5 in here before, so that's good. So yeah, he reached out for a quote. I gave him a quote. I think he was sitting down at the time, and he probably did the sums on his calculator and just thought, I could buy a car for like how much is going to cost me to paint all, for me to paint all this stuff up, right? Because it was quite a lot of money, because it's, there's very boutique models. It takes a long time. Yeah, it's not going to be cheap. So he said, and he goes, oh, I saw you do these painting lessons on your Patreon. I said, can I inquire about that? And I said, yeah, sure, mate, no problem. So he started that, and we did our first lesson. I showed him. I said, if you want to paint these really quickly, you've got an airbrush. I'll show you how to do it with an airbrush, so you can do it very quickly, no fuss, and you can get your models painted and put them on the table as quickly as possible, so you can start playing your solo games and stuff like that. And I did a lesson, a bit more than usual. I usually do them only for like 40 minutes. I did it for like an hour, and he came away with heaps of knowledge that he thought, oh wow, this is actually, I can do this. It's not that difficult. I can actually use those techniques and apply them with the knowledge I have and the skills I have to get something that's going to be maybe halfway there, and paint up his models, fairly quickly. So there are some hacks in terms of painting. You can get around big projects and don't think it's a massive headache, but you either got to tackle it in a way that's going to be practical and it's easy for you. And contrast paints and those express paints, speed paints are a really great way of doing that. And airbrush is a really good way of doing that as well. It helps a lot in cutting down a lot. Oh, it saves paint and cuts down a lot of time. So I know. I think Danny, you use your airbrush, don't you, mate, as well?
Yeah. I've got an airbrush. I quite like it for a few little bits and bobs.
Yeah, it comes in handy, mate. Honestly, it's a really, really good thing. So I'll have to do an airbrush video at some point, just showing what it does, how it can be a great tool in your sort of lineup of things that you have. It's not going to be the answer for everything, but it certainly is a great way of, it's like tanks, vehicles. I saw Richard from Bring a Battle painting up his Annihilator, I think it was. I think he did it by hand. It's like, man, I would never do that by hand. I would use an airbrush, It's like, it just saves so much time. And even my epic stuff, just airbrushed everything red. Everything was Blood Angels, all red, Alatok, Eldar, all blue, it just saved so much time.
Yeah.
So for someone who never even held an airbrush in my hand, so what do you need to get started? Obviously an airbrush, but what's the sort of setup you need to get into that?
Well, an airbrush and a compressor would be two essential things. And usually you can buy that as a package. Like you can buy that from like I bought my compressor with an airbrush and a hose. So you get everything all together, and they give you like a fairly cheap airbrush, but it's a good little airbrush to get started with. And
I guess, do you need special paints, or can you use like available ones?
No, you can use any paint you want. You just need to dilute it to an extent where it's going to be fed through the airbrush without blocking up the needle, basically. So yeah, I'll do a video on it, mate. I'll do I owe one for Dr. Spork too at some point. So I know some people ask me about that. I'll do a video on it. I'm going to do one for the bases for my Advanced Hero Quest minis, how I made them, how I painted them, and I did all those with an airbrush. And I do a lot of terrain with airbrushes as well. So I need to do a terrain tutorial as well, how to paint with an airbrush a piece of terrain, because painting terrain with airbrush is just it just makes complete sense to do that instead of doing it by hand, I think, in a lot of cases.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's quite a bit of work too. Even though I use a big paintbrush, it takes a lot of time.
You're doing very well, Matthias. You're not even moving your lips when you're speaking there, mate. You must be freezing up on your side, I think. There, you're back again. You're back again. You're back in the room.
Yeah.
So we're making our way around. I'm just going to go straight down to Jonny now, because I know Johnny's really intently concentrating there, painting his little epic soldiers. Is that right?
War Master today.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice, man.
And so it's going to be a bit of a project. These are, I'm doing them in the Grudge Bringer infantry, if you can see.
Right, yes.
So look out for this. It'll be a little video. Oh, mate, hello. Yeah, okay. I'll sort you out in a second.
My second question was, where are the kids?
Yeah, they're here.
We know that.
Oh, great, that's good.
I'm coming. Yes, you can. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so War Master at the moment. So I don't know if you can see them very well, but early stages. Nice little minis. They're
nice, mate.
They're just these ones are 3D printed minis.
So what scale are those?
Yeah, they're quite 10 mil.
10. Yeah, look,
I don't know if you can see them very well.
No, but
they're really nice, really dynamic.
No,
they're really nice. So once they're all properly painted up, they'll look lovely on the table.
I think someone needs you, mate. So I'll let you go.
Yes, you can. God, sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. We'll go now to Danny and just see what Danny's working on today. Danny, what do you work on, mate?
I'm back on squats again today.
Oh, good. Back to work on the commission. Yeah. Back on the doing this, getting this commission sorted, trying to get base coats down on it and get them all finished up, which would be nice. And then I can move on to other projects that I've got lined up. Hopefully some personal projects, mate.
No. I've got some work to do for one of Rich and Jason's mates. Yeah. Got that Chaos Veteran unit that I've been trying to get finished for the last God knows how many months for Jason. Yeah. What else? And some Terminators and some Scouts that I want to get done for Rich, so he can add them to those Blood Angels that I did for him.
Oh, right. Yeah. Nice, man.
And hopefully, during that as well, I will manage to also get my Eldar army painted up.
Yes, I've heard some interesting. We covered your first White Dwarf yesterday, so I have been told that a certain secret Santa is sending you some lovely Eldar.
Yes, indeed. They will be put to very good use and no doubt upset people greatly when they're shot in the face with an obscene amount of shuriken.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We've got a lot of people in the chat, and thank you very much for coming in and saying hello. I really appreciate it. We'll get to those comments a little bit later. What I want to do now is actually present our glorious bastards, and they are inglorious indeed. And I put together this little shout out for the community because I sort of started doing this and I sort of dropped off from doing it, and I felt really bad about it. And I thought, no, we should really, hold these people up as exemplaries in our community for amazing achievements, for things maybe they've painted, games they've been playing, battle reports they've put together. It could be an army they've completed, finishing and acquiring and painting and that kind of thing. Or it could be like an outstanding single model they've done, or a terrain piece they've painted. Whatever it might be, we want to celebrate them as being glorious bastards in our community. So let's go through and check out who's the first glorious bastard, and that's going to be my old mate from Australia, Chris Briggs, in completing his 5th edition Bretonian army. So there you go, guys.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? Now, obviously, you can't really see it from that distance, but you can, I think, see it better pictures on our Discord, the Crown of Command Discord, and you can be able to blow those up and zoom them in and that kind of thing. But Chris is the person who's running the Gathering of Mighty Painters 2 challenge on Facebook. So anybody who's familiar with that were part of that. I was part of it until I, unfortunately had to drop out of it. I just didn't have time to commit to it. But
have you finished any of them yet? Any painting challenge so far?
Yeah, I finished the very first Gathering Mighty Painters, and I finished the first Cowabunga challenge. I did.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've done 2. Got 2, man. 2 down. And so, I'm sure a third is going to be out there at some point when life allows me to be able to paint a lot of my own stuff. But as Danny knows, as a commission painter, you don't really get much time to work on your own stuff when you want to.
No. Yeah. Time for working on your own stuff is very, very precious.
That's right. But then you sort of really value that time too. Then when you get to paint your own stuff, it's like really, it's really nice. And you really appreciate that. But yeah, Chris, I thought this was an astounding achievement. I know Jonny is working on his Bretonnian army, and I know it's a lot of work. All of the knights, whether they be errants or Grail knights or knights of the realm, they have to be painted their own, own sort of heraldry and color scheme, and they're all personalized and everything. So it's quite an undertaking doing a 5th edition Bretonnian army. And he should be celebrated. So he's our kind of number 1 off the rank, glorious bastard. So well done, Chris, and we appreciate your efforts, mate.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
cheers! You recognise these banners?
Vaguely.
You're one of our glorious bastards featured here, mate. Because I thought these banners were glorious, absolutely glorious. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it, and sort of a batch painter when it comes to banners. I don't do any for like half a year, then I sort of get into the right mood and I try to finish them up. So yeah, those were fun to do. And they're pretty big, so I like banners. But yeah, it was a fun process, so I'm pretty happy with it as well.
Good, mate. Yeah, I think banner art is a skill. It's something that it's not like just painting a miniature. You don't have a preset 3D canvas. It's all it's all out of your own imagination. Or you're okay there, Danny? You're not going to die on us, mate.
Try not to.
Okay, have a swig of that, mate. Have a swig of that. But they're really, really nice, and I really like seeing a really well painted banner, and it looks lovely when you adorn that to a banner pole in your army, and they're very unique too because they're not based on anything. It's out of your own imagination or your own inspiration. So yeah, well done, mate.
Well, thanks for the shout out.
Now, David Torzia, I think is how you pronounce his name. I think he's in Belgium.
Or beauty,
Denmark.
that's nice.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah, I really love how he did these.
Really nice. Well, I love that miniature
they're
anyway.
glorious,
It's absolutely one of my faves. Love it.
Yes, I love the original Chaos Dreadnought design too, mate. Personally, and this could be that you could just slot this straight into a 2nd edition or Rogue Trader Chaos Army, no problem for 40k. In fact, I prefer to see these ones than some of the old alternatives or the later ones myself.
Oh, absolutely. That's really
so, David.
lovely.
You've done wonderful work there, mate. I really love that. And you got a big thumbs up there from 80 as well on an outstanding paint job.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
You'll love this, 80. You'll love this one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I like that.
That is something else. Whoa. The thing I really like about these is the color choice. Contrasting color choices really make particularly the Slanesh Beast Riders really make the rider pop off the steed itself, and I love the colors.
Yeah,
and of course
really nice.
Reaver's something else.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting way of doing a Chaos Titan, isn't it? I like that.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Is that the
So it
head
looks
off
like
one
he's-
of the? Is
Yeah,
that one
mate,
of the
you're
heads
right.
off for like a Seeker or something, whatever they're called for Slanesh? By the looks of that.
Is it a Chaos Steed of Slanesh?
It might be, yeah.
Demonic Steeds, I think. And then the Demonet Claws, like the 4th edition Demonet claw arms for the arms for it. But no, that's great, David. I love seeing epic stuff, mate. The photographs are fantastic.
Yeah.
The presentation of it, all the photos and stuff he done, very, very high and excellent painting. So, David, if you get to see this, mate, that you did a glorious job.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wonderful. Yep. Now, James Walsh, also I think he's in the UK. He couldn't attend tonight, unfortunately, or this morning. I think he's in, like I said, he's in the UK. He had something on, so I was going to catch it later. But he does a lot of great stuff for Epic 2 on our Discord and on the Facebook group. AD, you've probably seen the stuff, hey, mate?
Yeah, I have. It's really beautiful. Really beautiful.
I've seen
really
that one as
rich
well. That's
red
lovely
colour.
red.
Really nice.
Classic model as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good old Angry Angron. Yeah, so great job.
Oh,
and you've done the
definitely angry.
Bloodthirst. Also very nice too. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Now, the Greater Demons actually had 2 variants, and I have the other one, which looks like a Doberman. Like he looks like a dopey Doberman. I like this one better with the horns and everything. Yeah, he looks like an angry bastard, this guy.
Yeah, I've got this one. He's nice.
Yeah, he's good. Yep. Great stuff. Now, this one's an interesting one. This one's from Alex, also known as Nurgling on YouTube. And he did this Nurgle inspired, I suppose by name, by nature. Could be a Nurgling. And I thought that vehicle was pretty amazing. The sculpture work on it.
Yeah.
And I particularly like the hex bases on this one as well. I like the hex basing. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Is there a particular reason why he's gone for hex bases? Do you know?
Don't know, mate. Don't know. Yeah. He just posted up in our Facebook group on the thecrownofcommand Facebook group.
I think it's because it's very old hammer, and if you go to Nurgling's channel, he's really old hammer. That's why it's. I reckon he's just going for that real aesthetic. But I like the hex base.
Yeah, I have hex bases. I just haven't used them for anything. But like if you look at like Talisman, for example, 2nd edition, 1st edition Talisman, all the miniatures had a hex base, that they supplied them with. Warhammer Fantasy role play, that kind of thing. I think most have had hex bases. So this one again from David, another Space Crusade Chaos Space Marine.
Yeah,
I thought was really cool.
Oh,
again,
nice!
Photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, his photography is really, really outstanding. So I think he presents his stuff really well, and it just makes his miniatures look really, really nice as well.
Really nice.
And you're a talented man, old David. Rich Vaughan with some fire dragons.
Classic.
Yeah.
Love it. Love that. That orange is really nice.
Yeah, I think he did a good job there, Rich. Yeah, I think they look nice. Yeah, very, very cool. And I think the last one's also from Rich with a armor cast wave serpent.
Oh, wow. Lovely.
Ooh. That's a beast.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought the paint scheme was cool. I thought it was different. It had that sort of Egyptian looking, eye on the front of it, and it's yellow and red and blue. It looks quite, it looks just different. I think the colors work. I think it looks quite striking.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a cool design. I like the old epic style vehicles. So to have that in armor cast is quite cool. So yeah, I think they're all like glorious bastards. I did choose fantasy, epic, and 40k as the three main categories for when I went and picked out those online, whether they be on Facebook, Discord, Instagram. I'll every time we have our Splatter Natter, I'll pick out a few people that I think have done some really outstanding stuff. So thanks everybody whose work that is. I hope you enjoyed seeing your stuff on the Splatter Natter, and who knows, you could be next. There we go.
Absolutely. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. Well, as you fine gentlemen are going to be painting and doing something productive, I'm going to go through the comments here and see what we have here. Let's see who's joined our chat. Okay. That's what Sci-Fi says here. I was always happy to reach stage 2 or 3 in the painting guides for my army. So he's talking about the stage by stage painting guides and the white dwarves or painting guides or whatever. With the aim of doing stage 4, but when I got more confident, my poor second ed orcs still stuck at stage 2 and 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's not that's not an uncommon problem. Because I think it's no secret that I think the stage 2 to stage 4, stage 3 to 4, there was a huge jump. So you missed a lot of stages.
Yeah.
You basically had to use your imagination how they got there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So don't give up hope there, Sci-Fi. You'll get it there, mate. You'll get there. Nightfall 8. He said they came like that. Blew my mind that they are available. I think they're talking about some GW paints that came in dropper bottles. I think people have been decantering out their GW Citadel paints into dropper bottles.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're talking about there.
All right. Yeah, something I've thought about doing it a couple of times, but realised that it's just not really worth the effort. I don't think you're probably going to lose a fair bit of paint in the process of transferring it over.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you really need to be that precise when you're mixing paint up? I mean, brush full compared to a drop. I mean, I don't know. I thought about it a couple of times, but it's just unless you like maybe the airbrush paints, the GW ones. I think that's not necessarily a bad idea to move over to dropper bottles, just because putting airbrush paints in the cup of an airbrush from a pot where the lid opens is a bit of a pain in the backside. But I don't know. Like I said, I just never quite. I tried it a couple of times, and I just didn't really see the benefit of it. Really, maybe a controversial take on that one, and people are willing to line up with pitchforks and make me pay for that. But you never know.
Yeah, I just find and it's probably good. It's a good topic for discussion actually. That could be another, because I think we're going to say for our topics tonight, like paint brushes, what you recommend, what brands, what type. It's the most common and most asked question that I've had during my YouTubing, time doing videos is always, what brush is you using? What brush is that? And I used to use these blue. Remember the blue handle brushes I used to use?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to get comment all the time.
Where have they gone?
Yeah. In the bin.
That was staple.
I've still got one.
Did you get one? Did you, Danny?
Yeah, I've still got one of the blue handle ones from Games Workshop from back in the day.
Oh no, these are special ones that.
Yeah, these are not those ones, mate. No, these ones are from Japan. These ones are from Japan. They are like Neo Sable brushes that you got from Pentel. This company called Pentel.
Okay.
Anyhow, they're just a cheap brush. I can just go down I can just go down to the hardware store and buy them. They're the calligraphy brush, and they're a artificial brush. So they're not even though they're called Neo Sable, they're not sable, not a natural hair. They're just like an artificial hair, and they became something that was at a time was kind of difficult getting brushes. I just found them just to be like a nice kind of, fill in for, just having. I needed to get a brush, so I just needed something. So I just got those and tried it and thought, okay, well that works, and it does the job for a while. But as with all artificial haired brushes, of course they curl at the end, and then they're just useless, and you might as well just throw them in the bin.
Yeah.
But what I used to do with them was when they had worn out, I used to cut off the tops and pull the hair out and use the hair for terrain, like using them for reeds and stuff like that.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because if you cut one end so if it's straight, you get the super glue and you super glue it to the end so all the hairs stick together, and then you can stick that straight into your terrain piece, like the reeds on the riverbed or reeds on the side of walled fences or forests or things like that. So there's some versatility with that for those brushes, definitely. But but I always got a question: where do you get those brushes from? What are they? And I always say, okay, well they're these, and okay, where do I get them from? Then you got to order them from Amazon, and they paid a huge fortune to get them, and then and some had hit and miss. Some people loved them, and they kept using them, and they just rave on about them. Some people don't like them at all, so it's a very personal thing. Like paints, flip top or drop a bottle. For me, it's only drop a bottle. I don't like flip top paints because every time I flip open the top, I get paint on my finger every single time. That's just me. But I love drop bottles as soon as I started using them. So, it's different for everybody.
Yeah, I'm doing a bit of both, I think. But when I buy new ones, it's almost always drop a bottle. So over time, they will definitely be the ones I will use. So.
Yep. So,
I've got to be honest. I was going to say, I'll be honest. I've been using Games Workshop paints for so long that the little lids for them, it doesn't really bother me. To be fair, you do get the paint that builds up in the lid a bit, and that is very annoying. But especially, I would imagine it probably makes more of a difference if you're not a commission painter, because the rate I get through paints, they don't really have much chance to actually really build up a solid layer of gunk in the lids now. But I know I always used to be quite good at just scraping them out. I'm just used to it. I do have a few with the dropper bottle lids, like I've got some Vallejo ones with them. And they're nice, but I don't think it's anything to the stage where I'm ever going to go, oh no, it must be dropper bottles. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the quality of the paint which makes more of a difference for me than anything, to be fair.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I'll definitely go with that. So, quality paint rules overall. And, okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, so my good friend Camilo's here. CSPO, good evening, gentlemen. How you going, mate? Good to hear from you. And good to see that you catch the Natter tonight. Must be like midnight there, I think, where you are. So in ACT, Canberra. I knew a lad from Scotland who had surname Christie, who wanted his name his kid Jesus. His wife vetoed the idea. We all thought it was great. Oh, geez, Scott's got a good sense of humour. I must say. This is Camilla Green from Canberra Sector Imperium Australis. Yes, mate, how you going? Good to see you here. And James, GVC Paints. James is also from Japan. He lives out in the sticks like me, in a different part of Japan. And I thought it was interesting because my initials are JVZ and his is JVC. So, and he also has a YouTube channel, which I discovered through the Holy Diver.
Oh, yeah.
A very controversial man, Holy Diver. That's the Angry Tabletop Nerd YouTube channel. Yeah, and I found James's channel through that. And then I realized he's part of another group that I'm part of, that he knows a group of guys in Tokyo that have also knowing like Dave Perry and a group of other guys who game as well. So small world, as it turned out to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Who we got here? One time. Hello there. How you going? Great to catch you live. Indeed. Thank you very much for joining us and commenting to say hello. Have we got a question here, have we? There you go, Johnny. It's for you, mate.
What's it say? Sorry.
I was wondering whether Johnny Watson was painting smaller scale minis or 12 foot tall. So
yeah,
he's wondering what scale of.
Yeah, I think it's because I was using the. Oh, I'm using the thing. I think it's broken. Yeah.
Yeah. Great to see Adrian Wood on board. He's called you Adrian, 80.
Yeah, well, you know, at least it's not Addy.
Who would do that?
Eddie. That's my job. That's my job. No, that's okay, Wayne. Everyone calls Addy Adrian, and he doesn't like being called Adrian, so it's kind of an inside joke. And I started calling him Addy. Hey, Addy, how you going, mate? It's like an Aussie. Addy. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah. My good friend David from Fifth Hammer, the Fifth Hammer channel. If you haven't seen his channel, please go and check it out. I really implore you to do that. David's in the US and he loves
hosting the
Warhammer.
The Crown of Command challenge as well.
That's right. He took the reins. He took the crown, the call of the crown, and because he said, I think he asked me if I was going to run it, and I said, mate, I just don't have any time doing this anymore. I'm sorry, but he took it on, so he's taking it, and he's running it through his YouTube channel, so you can go and check it out, and check out the entries and what people are painting. It's really great that he's doing it.
I'm in it this year as well, so I'm really happy.
Oh, you're in it too, Matthias. Okay, good on you. Yeah. I'm glad that someone wanted to take it on. It's a big job. So, and he's even making videos and everything for it as well. So it's really lovely. So please go and support another great YouTube channel, Fifth Hammer, on YouTube. Please do that. Classic Rotator squats. What a treat they are. But they're not. Where are they from? Danny, these squats you're painting, mate?
Macrocosm. They're a UK-based company.
Right.
Yeah, just if you look up, you can find them online quite easily. Just macrocosm.co.uk. I believe. Hang on, now I've said that, I better check, or else it'll make me a liar. Hang on, I'll just double check. Right, I mean, if I've got a couple of videos on my channel, so if you find them, I've linked their website in the video description.
Right.
Yeah, macrocosm.co.uk.
Okay. There you go, Camilla. You can go and check it out, mate. And check out those classic styled rotator squats that they're selling glorious metal.
Yeah, they've got some really nice stuff in there. I mean, they're not just squats as well. They do some fantasy style stuff as well, I'm pretty sure. And they have a real old hammery style vibe to them.
They do. They certainly do. So David says, love seeing a well-painted Bretonian army. Nothing else quite like it. It is. That's right. It is a beautiful looking sight. Johnny knows all about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And my old mate Dino, Titan Edition. I think this is Dino from the Warhost Discord that I met, who does the what's it called again? That board game. I haven't played it yet. I want to try it. Mortal Gods. That's it. Mortal Gods. He's a really good painter too. Dino is a really good painter. So he hails from Germany, and he asked, "Are you getting ready for tonight, Josh?" Yes, I'll be there, mate, with bells on. That's a 5 a.m. start. Why do I do this to myself? I don't know why. But we're trying to build the Barons Warhost community on the Discord there, and trying to do these paint and chat things there. So we're giving it a go. Who else is going to do it? Who else is mad enough? They say. One time says, yeah, that Dreadnought from Space Crusade looks sick. Yeah, it's really good. David's a really good painter, and he has a lot of good stuff on his 3D Foundry Facebook page. If you go to 3D Foundry Facebook page, you'll find David's stuff there, and he's a really good photographer. He's actually a Lego designer by trade.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah. And I didn't know that, but he actually worked for Rackham Entertainment in France. He worked as one of the...
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he did, design work or something maybe, or I'm not sure, but he was sort of there at the end of that era, which is pretty cool.
They had some great miniatures.
Yeah, they do. Check out, if you want to see some great, I'll have to show you actually. I'll shout at my other two channels I got. One is Temple of the East, which is all about Rackham and confrontation. So if you want to catch up with the confrontation content, you can go there and check it out. One time says, "Hi Johnny, how are you, mate? I'm on your Discord. Are you got a Discord, Johnny?"
Yeah. You're not in it, Josh?
What? I'm not in the bloody Discord, mate. I didn't even know you had a bloody Discord. Why am I finding about this now?
I don't know, because I guess I'm in your Discord. I think. But yeah, I do have one. Yeah. The links are always on all my channels. Just all my videos. You just follow the link.
Oh, right. Okay. I'll go and check it out then. Okay,
yeah,
I'll have to hook up there. And,
only a small little community, mate.
That's all right. I don't mind. Yeah, I'll go and say hello. That's great. That's awesome. He replied. Okay, I'm reading your reply now.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Yeah, I have to learn how to make pictures like that with an adequate backdrop. Yeah, backdrops are really big, especially in our community, because we want to keep it like the old school way with the White Dwarf. Pictures had all the nice painted backdrops from John Blanche and all those other artists. Look fantastic. And I think it sort of just ties in everything beautifully. So, JVC Paint says Rogue Trader Blisters came with hex bases way back. Yeah, they did too, mate. That's right. Wow, that's going way back. Yeah.
Just on that Nurgling's channel is really good. He's got a kind of a fun way about him. I like his channel.
Okay, I'll have to check it out because I know someone else recommended maybe one of his other shows. I know that we know each other on Facebook and everything like that, but yeah. For me, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to check out a lot of other people's content.
Yeah,
unfortunately, because I'm always creating my own stuff. That's the problem.
But for anyone out there watching, I recommend it. It's a good channel.
Yeah, go and check it out. Nurgling's channel. He's covering a lot of old Hammer stuff at the moment.
Like absolutely, yeah. You've got to like old Hammer. It's proper 3rd edition stuff. Yeah.
So David says, "Do you know it's amazing how much a good background really makes the minis come to life?" Absolutely.
Yeah.
And painting your own backdrop is a nice. It's difficult. It's not easy, but it's rewarding at the end of it.
Yeah.
And you can. It's like painting a painting. It's the same thing.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Okay, we've got a question here. Question for the guys: have you ever played Space Crusade? Any thoughts? Space Crusade.
I've never played it.
I never did.
No, I never played it either.
No,
that's quick.
We're not going to.
Sorry, whoever answered off that question. No, we never did.
I remember
did you ever buy it, mate?
But using the miniatures per game.
Right, okay.
But never played the game.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? People probably had it to play 40k.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was in high school, I had Ultramarines, which is the scouts, the scout teams fighting against each other. Like you had four squadrons of scouts battling it out in a Space Hulk, and the other guys had Space Crusade, and they did exactly the same thing. They just got the minute. I never played it, and I don't know why we did play it, but never played it. They just got they had the miniatures, and they used those for playing 40k with, because everyone wanted to play 40k. No one wanted to play fantasy. So
there's a chap who runs something called, oh gosh, what's it called? Always Bored, Never Boring, and he's done a number of battle reports based on Space Crusade, and they are really interesting to watch. It looks like quite a good game, actually. It looks it looks really great. Sort of similar to Space Hulk, but with a lot more. There's a lot more cards and random events and things like that going on. It's very nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a copy sitting on the bottom there, thanks to courtesy of Carnifex. I think he wanted me to paint it up and play it, which I eventually will do for the channel. But I know that Bored Never Boring guy. I've seen his videos, and they are very good. He covers Advanced Space Crusade, Advanced Hero Quest, and Hero Quest, the new one. And like I say, Space Crusade. So he does a lot of stuff in the GW era, which are really good. They're very well produced videos.
Here's a question: Who wrote Space Crusade?
The same I believe it's the same person who wrote Hero Quest.
Right.
And I don't know who wrote that.
No,
So it's an ex-GW guy. So he worked for GW. He left GW, went to work for Milton Bradley, wrote games for Milton Bradley, and then introduced Milton Bradley to Games Workshop to collaborate with them, making all the miniatures and stuff, and all the artwork and everything. That's how that transpired, I believe.
I see.
Okay.
Right.
Danny, you're okay there, mate? Yeah. You hanging in there?
Swallowed it down the wrong hole.
Okay, mate. Good on you, mate. Take it easy. Take it easy.
So, just checking up on the designer of Space Crusade was a guy called Stephen Baker.
Oh,
Stephen Baker, right.
You've done it too.
Oh, Stephen Baker. Sounds familiar, that name. Yeah, maybe he was involved with Games Workshop in the very early days doing stuff, designing games or whatever, but I don't know. Yeah.
So there was two editions, or there was what do you say, the Space Crusade, and then it was the Advanced Space Crusade.
Yeah, Advanced Space Crusade. Yeah.
So what's the differences? Were they radically different, or were the two?
Yeah, it's like Advanced Space
Crusade.
Yeah, so like Advanced Hero Quest is completely different game.
Oh, okay.
So nothing like the former version of it, actually, to be honest. Okay, so let's have a look here. We've got a question here, I think, maybe. Trying to commend games. I was rewatching your our Space Wolf and Cows Bat Rep last night, and I'm hankering for a rematch. Yeah, that was a good game, but I'm really sad that I didn't really read up on the rules so much, and it was kind of really, and it was late at night. I think we're pretty tired, and I think but it was. I'm glad we did it, but we definitely need to do it again. And I'm definitely up for that rematch, mate. I'll play Orcs next time, so we might even try to do that special scenario if we can, where you play your Space Wolves against my Orcs in that battle report featured in the Space Wolf Codex. We'll try to do something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. So hopefully give you a better game next time, mate. Anyway, but yeah, it certainly woke me up to the concept of smoke grenades or blind grenades that the Space Marines can use, which were really, really tough to get around. So a bit back in the early days, but it was changed a bit background wise for the German audience. To me, it was the first contact to miniatures, so it was an influence at the beginning. Okay, maybe he's talking about Space Crusade, I think. Yeah, it's called what's it called in German again? Space Crusade?
Star Quest?
Star Quest? That's it, Star Quest, mate. You're right, Andy. Yeah, Star Quest. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Never found decanting Citadel paints to be worth the effort. There you go. That's from David. One time. The issue I get with Citadel paints is they clog up and end up drying out. I have rebought so many Games Workshop paints because of that. I've learnt you have to clean them out out of the rim, but that's a pain in the backside. Yeah, I know, mate. I've been there, done that.
Yeah,
And,
like I said, I think the only reason I don't have that to worry about is because I get through the paint so quickly. And any that I've got that I don't really use, I don't really use them, so they haven't had a chance to build up any gunk around them.
Yeah, I found that I tried the Citadel paints because I had to, like, it was at a point where I had to get a black paint, and I just chose one of the Chaos Abaddon black ones. I found that I went through it really, really quickly, and I don't know why, but maybe it was because I'm trying to get it out of the pot onto the palette, and I just burnt through it really, really quickly, much faster than I would do a drop bottle, because I'm not getting that precise amount onto my palette.
I suppose I could see that. Yeah. Like if you're in a rush, yeah, it's quite easy to take more paint off out the pot than you actually need.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, no, that is a what's the word I'm thinking of? Fair point. There you go.
Yeah, but I think the flip tops work really well if you got like a wash that you just need to dip your brush in and just apply it straight to the miniature. So I think in that case they work really well, because they work better than trying to put it onto a palette, because it goes everywhere because it's so thin. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tend to prefer the Citadel browns and reds. Otherwise, I substituted almost any other colors with Vallejo. But yeah, I don't think. Maybe I've gone used to it, but I can't really find good replacements for those. So some of the, I'm sticking to some of them.
Yeah, good, mate. James says Kane's home brushes. Okay, I haven't used those yet, mate. Burnt through my fair share of them. I bet. They would have been the cheap and nasty ones, I'd say.
I'll tell you what, the brushes I use for just base coating at the moment are cheap synthetic ones from Temu. Do you know how much they cost? £4 for a pack of 100.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and you're right, they don't last very long. Like, they'll get tip curl. Like, I can do. I mean, this one's got a bit of tip curl going on it, but it's not to the point where I can't base coat with it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like, they come in various different sizes. Like, they're quite long bristled. They're not good for like edge highlighting or anything else like that. Like 100% no, but just for basic base coating, yeah. I mean, they're not the best, but they work out about 6p a brush. You know, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you don't have to feel bad if you wreck them after a while.
Yeah. You know, if it does, once it gets a bit knackered, just, oh well, it's 6p. Throw it away, next one. Or like you said, Josh, cut the bristles off and turn it into reeds or something.
Yeah. Yeah, mate. It'd be good for your Necromunda, terrain or something in the underhive. Some kind of, plant-based fungi or something like that, or whatever.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually.
Put on your 40k bases or something like that for your Marines or whatever. So.
Oh no, sorry, mate. Unless they're 25mm and on green bases with green flock on the top of it, it's not official second edition 40k. I will die on that hill, and anyone who disagrees with me is wrong.
Oh, I totally believe it. Totally with you. Totally with you. No, I'm all there with you, mate. On that hill.
Oh, so Hillary corrected me. Sorry, it's £1 1p for 30 brushes. That's how much these ones from Temu cost. I'm wrong.
Well, you broke the bank there, mate. You just broke the budget with that one.
Yeah. £1 1p for 30 of them. Either way, that's quite impressive.
Yeah. Actually, those bastards, they because of what they've done, they've actually targeted me now on Instagram, showing me 3D printed fantasy terrain. And
oh, really?
Yeah, it looks very tempting. Actually, it does look very, very tempting to get that. Actually, and they've got some other stuff like hobby related things where I think, I could actually use that, but I feel really bad because it's kind of like slave labor. I'm kind of endorsing slave labor by buying this sort of stuff, because some poor bugger has to make all that, and they're doing it for probably £1 a day or something, maybe, if they're lucky. So
yeah, I got a few ruins from there, so works all right.
Yeah,
another one the missus got me actually. It's this thing. It's a painting handle. You know the sort of painting handles you get. You hold them like basically like that, and you put the model on there.
Yeah.
Hold it like that. Yeah, she got that off Temu. I don't know how much it cost, but that was again. I'm just looking at the comments because she's obviously watching. She'll probably remember how much she paid for this thing. So come on, love. If you're watching, hurry up. You're slacking. Comment. What is it?
Do you use it? Or...
Yeah, no, that's quite handy. I want to give that a go. Just for like
3D printed.
Yeah,
it's 3D
yeah.
printed,
Oh, yeah. It's very, very obviously 3D printed. So it's not like it's an amazing bit of kit. But I've seen ones like these, like the professionals use them, and they can be really expensive for this sort of thing. So if this one does the trick, and I would imagine it probably cost a couple of pence, maybe about £1 or so. Yeah. I'm not sure. I can't imagine it would have cost much.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good, mate. If it works, it works, I suppose. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, Temu have got some bits on there that are not too bad. Yeah. Oh, okay, there you go. £3.29 for this thing.
£3.29. Okay. Yeah, so a bit of a bargain.
Yeah.
And I bet you they shipped it for free, didn't they? They shipped it for free.
Probably the amount of stuff my missus buys from Temu.
Well, she's doing the Chinese economy proud there, mate, for doing that. That's good.
Yeah. Well, I've
so
got to be
Dina
honest,
says,
like, so long as you know what you're getting from there, like, have a good look at the reviews and stuff like that on there. But no, I mean, like, for some stuff on there, they're not bad. I mean, I don't like seeing all these videos you see on YouTube, like people going, "I got scammed by Temu," and is this product just a scam from Temu? It's like, what is wrong with people just doing a video where it's, I got this from Temu and it works? I don't need to know about the 5 million products they do that are crap. Like, why do people do that? It annoys the living daylights out of me.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. Okay, so Dina says, now we're getting back onto the topic of brushes, which is really good because that's what we're really. Is that what we talked about? Yeah, brushes. That's what that was the topic. I think I got side railed five or six times, but here we go. But got preferred Winsor & Newton Series 7, size 1, 0, and 000. There are some with shorter hair length, which enable more line control. Slightly longer brushes for more experienced painters. I use both. Okay, well there you go. Now, a lot of people swear by Winsor & Newton Series 7. I've tried Series 7 Winsor & Newton brushes, and I've had some really mixed results with those. And I think JVC Paints will be in the same boat as me. They're hit and a miss. Some are really good, and some are just crap. And they just splay the brushes, splay, and they're just useless. So yeah.
I agree, Josh. I've just recently stopped using them, and I've actually started using these Vallejo brushes.
Oh, they're pro model.
Really like
you did. You got them.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're really nice.
I just got some money in my coffers there, mate, because I just sold you some brushes from Vallejo. I'm secretly
absolutely
working for them in promotion.
Yeah. And those are the ones I started using recently as well, actually. And they're good.
My endorsement's working really well, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, they're good. They're good brushes. There's nothing.
Yeah, I like them. And I mean they're reasonably priced, at least. Not really cheap.
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, they're priced reasonably well, and they hold their tip.
For a sable brush, you're not going to pay less than $10 a brush, and that's what I paid for these. Basically.
No, I like them.
10 yen, which is about $8 American or something like that. Yeah, you're not going to find many brushes that are going to be cheaper than that. And the quality of the handles are excellent. I really love the handles and how they feel. They're really good.
Agreed.
So excellent brushes. Okay. So I prefer them due to their longevity. See, I don't use a lot of brush maintenance. Okay, so I don't do a lot of brush maintenance. Okay, so that's good. It depends too how much you paint and how regularly you paint. I paint every day generally, so I wear through brushes pretty quickly. So I'm looking for durability, but then also having a lot of tip control, and they don't the tips don't wear out. So, but that's quite difficult to juggle when you're dealing with natural hair brushes, whereas the artificial ones, they're really made for acrylic paint, and but they're not made to deteriorate so much. But then the tips curl. So
yeah, that's it.
So you can find ones which are sort of half and half. If you go to Rosemary&Co, they've got like a special branded set of brushes where they have a mixed blend, and you get mixed of natural and nylon hair brushes. And I tried those, and they weren't too bad. And I find Rosemary&Co a really, really good, reliable brush source for loads of different types of brushes. So you can get cheap, you can get really good ones like Kolinsky Sable, down to your just ranks top lowest kind of brushes for various different applications. So that's a good shout out too for them. Okay, I like the tip Josh gave about using airbrush acrylic cleaner stuff to rinse brushes out to make them last longer. Yes, that's what I do now, mate, and I haven't gone back from that. I love doing that. So it does help. It really does help, because you'll be surprised how much gunk and paint is caught up into the ferrule of your brush, right deep inside, right down deep inside the core end of the brush. You can't see. So using that airbrush thinner and washing out your brushes with that, and then when they dry, get some. I've got some like Tamiya brush conditioner, and dip that in there, and it just gives like a wax coating basically, and conditions the hairs. Yeah, it does help. I mean, I haven't got like $30 to throw at a set of brushes every single time, so I want to keep them alive as long as possible. When time, good point. You two have to clean out the rim on Citadel pots to prevent them drying out. Also a pain, but I mostly use Vallejo Nostalgia 8894, so I don't have to do it that much. Okay, there you go. So I was talking about ball aching. Okay, I'll leave that one. Okay, what's David say? Been a blast doing Call of the Crown 4. We'll be launching a Call of the Crown 5 in October. Come join us. Okay, there you go. So anybody looking for a painting challenge and they've been waiting for one to pop up, here you go. Here's your chance. October, you can join the Call of the Crown 5.
Yep, recommended.
Yep, absolutely. Matthias is a long-serving member.
Yes, I love them all.
Yep. Okay, what else have we got here? I love Nurgling's YouTube channel. Some great stuff to listen to while painting. Yep, that's good. And always bored, never boring. Also a great channel. Got into Rangers of Shadow Deep in part because of watching him play it. Yeah, that's an interesting one too. Rangers of Shadow Deep. Yeah.
Can't say I've ever heard of that one.
Yeah, I think it's a solo game where you get to play as a bunch of rangers trying to do these quests, like a mini quest, and you have to fight a range of different kinds of enemies. Just it's all randomly generated, basically. But on a tabletop, not a board game. It's actually like a tabletop, small space, like 2 foot by 2 foot square space, and it involves a lot of terrain. Yeah, Owen Staten did a lot of his Rangers Shadow Deep on his channel, which is like a gaming channel, and I used to watch those when he did those, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Mine Cog says +1, always bored, never boring, great channel. Yeah, he does a lot of good stuff, and I think he's been very successful at what he's doing actually with that channel. So it's been really good. James. Oh, James. Hey, mate. How you going? Space Crusade is what got me into the hobby at age 9. And then after a 25-year break, my brother bought me a set and got me back into the hobby at around 37. That was very kind of you, brother. And you've got to thank him for that. Now, James is the gentleman that came over from the UK to play Man of War with his gloriously painted Empire ships.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one? Yeah, so that was really nice. Yeah, so me and James are talking about doing Epic Space Marine when he comes back to Japan for a visit. So that'll be, I think he's doing Space Marines or Imperial Guard, and I'm doing Eldar. So we're sort of setting 4,000 points for that one whenever he comes back.
Nice.
Very keen to have another game with you, Josh. Painting my epic orcs. Okay, well there you go. He's doing orcs, not Imperial Guard or Marines. Okay, good, mate. Well, you're always welcome. So whenever you're in town, James, let me know, mate. We'll have you over, and we'll have the greatest game of epic Space Marine ever had, mate, ever played. So, Historical Dumper Gang, how you going, mate? Good to see you here. Thank you very much for joining us. A Space Wolf and Chaos Battle was a great game, but we definitely started way too late. Yeah, we started way too late, mate. Yeah, way too late. Way too late. But it was a good time, mate. It was good to have you here that time, Camilla, as always. Your valet brushes you recommended are really nice, Josh. Oh, good. That's good, James. I'm glad you like those, mate. It's always a bit of hit and miss, isn't it, with brushes, and it's always personal, but I'm glad they turned out all right. That's excellent. So there's Hilly here. So I think we already know the answer to this one, but it's, yeah, £1, one penny. £1, 1 penny?
Yeah.
Pence for 30 brushes.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Old brushes could be used to give models mohawks, maybe. Yeah, you can do some space hawks with mohawks for sure, mate.
Yeah.
Good idea, actually. I like that.
Goliath, maybe. Necromunda.
I love sci-fi's warped sense of humor. I really get on with this guy. He's good. Yeah, good idea, sci-fi. Yeah. Even Danny's paint pots are starting to look eldery, like a mini webway gate for Dawn of War, from Dawn of War.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, it's the superior race eventually winning through. Superior. Yeah, they're superior.
Yeah.
They've existed longer. We'll ignore the fact that they created a chaos god, and we'll ignore the fact that they keep getting things wrong a lot. They're still superior. At least if you ask any Eldar, that's what they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, victory is written by the victors, I suppose. So they know all about it. I found the same with Artist Opus brushes, very hit and miss. Really? Okay, I thought the Artist Opus brushes are really good. They're very expensive, but very, very, very good.
Yeah, see, I'd agree. I've done the Artist Opus dry brushes. I've tried a couple of them, and I'm going to be honest, they are not worth the money. Like, not at all. I mean, they're quite nice, but they don't survive particularly long. And for the sort of money you're spending, I mean, I started off by buying the entire set. It's like over 60 quid for 4 brushes. 4 brushes.
Wow.
5 brushes.
Yeah.
All because it comes in, nice fancy case, but 4 brushes. There you go. 4 brushes cost me about 60 quid. Nah.
Wow.
Nah.
Do you think we can start a brush company? The Splatter Natter brushes? Do you think we can do it? Splatter Natter.
Good plan.
If there's anyone out there needs endorsements,
yeah,
we're here.
They'll explode it. They explode in your hands on the first time you use them. First time they go into the water, that's it. They just spring out into a million shards of hairs. So, what do we say here? Nightfall 8. Try a painting lesson with Josh. He'll get you sorted out in no time. Yeah, well, David's one of my students. And we've been doing a whole host of painting lessons together. And I'm happy to say, now this is a thing that Danny talked about, me and him talked about. I talked about other people. I don't do a lot of painting videos. And the reason why is that I don't particularly enjoy doing them so much, making them. But then I thought, hang on, I'm recording all these painting lessons for people. Right, so I'm actually making the painting videos.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing it. I'm doing it. So I said to Dave, if you don't mind, I might actually post this up on YouTube. And he said, yeah, that's fine. So we're doing an Empire Pistolier, the horse and the rider, and once that's finished, I'll post it up on YouTube. So that way people can see what you get. Right, so we do the lesson, and then I take that video, I edit it down into like 6 minutes, and do a voiceover. So you get the essential information that all you need, and everything you can see what you need, and I send it to you. So you get your own copy, you get your own personal copy of that painting lesson. So yeah, I mean, I think it's doing a good service for people. So I'm glad that people appreciate it, like David. And thanks, mate, for that. Yeah, I don't mind doing it. I honestly don't mind doing it. I quite enjoy just talking to people and chatting and painting and doing stuff. It's nice. I quite like that.
Okay, so I just need to head out. Thank you.
Matthias, thank you so much, mate.
Prepare the barbecue, so I'm off. So
you enjoy your barbecue with your family, mate.
Yeah, and have a great time, evening, morning, or midday, or wherever you are.
Nice to meet you, Matthias.
Yeah, see you.
Yeah, have a good day, mate.
Good stuff.
Thanks, mate. Take care, Ray.
Bye.
Yep.
Thanks, Matthias. Have a good day, mate. See you. Oh, we're back to 4 again. So well, we've got quite a few comments here, guys. Thank you very much for popping in here and saying hello and sharing your thoughts on brushes or anything related to the hobby. If you've got any questions for the people in the chat, like Eavy, Jonny, and Danny, please let us know. Okay, so
absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering what made that noise. It was Johnny's paint pots with the what do you call it? Ball bearing in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's the agitators. It's the metal color Vallejo range has the agitator in.
Oh, they've got an agitator in it. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't put it in. It's already in there.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Okay.
But by the way, the best for me, one of the best metallic paints go in. These guys are really good. Really good.
Right, now they're being repackaged, they've been relabeled and everything, so I'll need to try those out, mate, because I know I've heard they're really, really good.
Yeah, they're so good. The coverage is amazing.
What paints were they? Which metallics?
Vallejo metal color range.
Oh right, okay. I'll have to give those a go because I like their liquid metal range.
These are the best. This is the best range you'll get for metals. Unless you go sort of like the, I think it's like oil versions, but these are brilliant.
Yeah, I've heard they're oil based, not oil based. Is it oil based?
They're not. These aren't oil based. No, these are acrylic based.
Yeah,
the liquid metal that Vallejo do are alcohol based.
That's the one, alcohol based. Thanks, Danny. Yeah, I heard they're the best.
Yeah, so the alcohol based ones are, but if you want a acrylic version, this is the next best thing. Yeah,
because the only problem with the alcohol based ones is that obviously you need to wash them out wash your brush off with isopropyl alcohol.
Yeah, it's basically like using an oil wash. Oil.
Yeah, but you can use like the liquid metal ones. Like you don't need to thin them down to put them into an airbrush. They'll run straight through an airbrush without any dilution, and you can use them straight out of the pot with a brush onto the model and get the same coverage.
Yeah. They are better, agreed. But like I say, for an acrylic version, you can't beat.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not in any way disagreeing with you whatsoever. In fact, I'd probably be more inclined to go over to the metal color range than the liquid metal range, just because you do have to faff around with the isopropyl alcohol with the liquid metal stuff.
Yeah.
And if you forget, and if you're a brush licker like I am, and you forget what paint you're using, that taste stays with you.
Well, probably also not very good for you. I mean, acrylic's not great, but I imagine the alcohol versions aren't the best.
No, that's very true. I would imagine it's probably not. Thankfully, I'm not sat there drinking the entire pot, so I'm all right. I think, a brush full is enough to make, to be fair, I've only done it once. I've licked acrylic paint off brushes many times, but the alcohol-based one, I've only ever done that one once.
Yeah, it only takes once, isn't it? To stop you.
Yeah, I've also done it with white spirit as well when I was using oil paint, so I completely lost track of what I was doing and shoved that straight in my mouth and licked the brush. That is another taste that stays with you for a while.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Has been a commissioned painter, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go through these comments and find any more questions we have about our topic, which is about brushes. What brushes do you like to use? What do you recommend as being the best ones? What do you try to steer clear of? give people some tips, because we always say that they're the most common questions we always get from people on our channels, or people come up and say, you know, what brushes do you recommend or what brushes do you use?
Hey, Josh.
Okay, so hello.
Josh, mate, for me, best bit of advice.
Yeah, mate.
For me, I think even if you're a beginner, it's always worth buying yourself a nice paintbrush, because it makes it more enjoyable. And I think that's a fair bit of advice for someone who's just getting into the hobby, who doesn't know what brush to get. Buy yourself a reasonable brush, something that's, you know, and learn to you know, watch a video, learn how to look after it. But a good brush will do you well. It will see you through for a long time. Keep it nice. I get that there's times where you want to use a rubbish brush for like dry brushing and stuff like that, but for just general painting, I think buy yourself like, well, not, it doesn't even be expensive. Like this Vallejo brush is a perfect brush for a beginner. It's perfect. It's not expensive, but it keeps a point, which then makes it easier to do the jobs that you've got to do.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, mate. There's nothing worse than having a bad brush to paint with. I mean, if it doesn't hold a tip, you know, it's just, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're right, mate. You're right. Hello.
Say hello again.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your boy's name again, mate? What's your boy's
This is
name again?
Bowden.
Bowden, that's it. Bowden.
Yeah.
Hey, Bowden. Hello. There you go, mate.
Yeah,
you're helping Papa with some painting, mate, hey?
Yeah. Getting in the way of Daddy's painting, isn't you, mate?
And is the girl at work, mate, today?
Well, she's got some clients in the house.
Oh, right. Okay.
She's got like a little studio she does for her wedding. She does wedding hair and makeup.
Yeah.
So she's got some potential brides in there at the moment doing some trials. So I've got the kids, well, kind of. The other two are watching TV. This one is grabbing all my stuff.
Man, I tell you what, in Japan, because we drove past one of these wedding ceremony halls today, and they're just massive, mate. They're just these ginormous kind of palaces they build here in Japan.
Yeah,
they look like cathedrals, like Notre Dame, you know, that kind of level, you know.
Is it a big business out there?
Oh, it's huge, mate. It's huge.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. I was so blown away by the cost of our wedding. I couldn't believe it. I thought my wife was taking the piss big time, because she said it started at 10 grand. I thought 10 grand, okay, that's not too bad. Then we got to 20. It's like, okay, and then 30,000, and then it turned out to be 40,000 at the end. 40 grand.
No. Oh wow. Wow.
And it was like going to Bon Jovi concert, and we were Bon Jovi. It was like that. Like,
wow.
It was like being at a rock show, you know. Couldn't believe it. Like cameraman everywhere, and people shoving like microphones in your mouth, and it was like a massive hall. Like it was like 100 people there, and it was just crazy, mate. Absolutely crazy. I didn't get a sip of beer all day. It was absolute tragic on my wedding day. Anyhow, that's another story. But anyhow, it's terrible. It was criminal. And then we just drove past a wedding, because my wife's also working in this industry as well. And the wedding hall that we drove past, she said, "Oh yeah, the guy who runs this place, he stole all the money. He took all the money and did a runner." So he's taken, like, I don't know how much money. It would have been a lot. Maybe like a couple $100,000 or something like that. He just took the money and ran. So the cops are after him, trying to find him and hunt him down. So yeah, not the best life choice, I must say. At least some kind of addictive gambler or something like that. I don't know. But yeah,
totally mental.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what other
spend that much money on a wedding. They get what they deserve. Mental.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, exactly. Okay, here we got Historical Doppelgang says, "I like the Green Stuff World Silver Series Kolinsky brushes. I have tried the Army Painter brushes. Oh, you got them too, mate. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I use the Green Stuff World Silver Series as well. They're very, very nice brushes. They're nice long bristles, quite fat bellies on them. I like the handles. Yeah. It's
What's
the
the
Green
what's the
Stuff World
what's the
Silver
price
series
point,
that I
mate?
like to use for detail work and everything else like that. Yeah.
What's the price point? What's the price point, mate?
They're not bad actually. Hang on, I will have because I get them from my LGS. So let's have a quick. I'll have a quick look actually. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Hey, Jonny,
Yes, mate.
can you please put it on mute, mate? Thank you. Sorry, buddy. This is coming around way too loud through there. Sorry, mate. You're adorable children. I love them. But they're I bet you do too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Silver Series,
Probably
Silver
about
Series, Silver Series.
£5 a brush, £6 a brush.
I don't know because for some reason the stupid website won't bring them up. Oh, I hate that website. It's so useless. Right, let's have a look on there. I know. Might as well just go straight to the.
Well, while you're talking them up, mate, historical doppelganger says, I found they didn't last too long. I have a few old GW brushes that still hold up. Well, there you go.
See, I'll say that I've got a couple of older GW brushes that, I think they hold up. New Games Workshop brushes, I wouldn't even use them to light a fire with, especially those stupid flat basing brushes they do, like chisel tipped sort of thing, stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure there are reasons for it. I use mine for dry brushing. But other than that,
okay, while you're searching for that, David said best dry brushes I've ever had was some cheap makeup brushes my wife picked out for me on Amazon. So there you go. I've used makeup brushes to dust off the brush, dust off miniatures and stuff like that. So they're really nice and soft, and they're really great for that as well. So you can go to like a cheap dollar shop and buy some, and they're equally as good. So okay, oh, here we go. It's my Dutch friend in Japan here. A lot of Japanese guests, a lot of Japan people from Japan coming into the chat today. So Scum 4G Customs. Now, if you haven't heard of them, you may have heard of them from Instagram. A lot of they do all the transfers. So Scum 4G Customs. Go and check out their transfers on Instagram. And I've given a few shout outs before for doing certain commissions for Chaos projects I've done here. And so go and check them out. Wasn't there a company called Broken Toad that did really good quality brushes that were always sold out? There was, mate. I don't know if they're still around anymore, though, unfortunately. But I heard really good things about their brush sets. But I think they're out of business, or they've just run out of their initial, brush run, their production run, and maybe they need to accrue some more money to get another one in. I don't know much about that, but I heard they were really good. But that was like 10 years ago when they were around. So yeah. Anybody else heard of those Broken Toad brushes?
No.
I've heard of them, but I can't say I've used them. Oh, there we go. I finally found the price from it. Just went straight to the Green Stuff World website. It's a lot easier. So for the size 2, which is like that's quite a chunky size one. You can use that I use that for most things. £7.23p for that one. So for a sable brush, that's not too bad, I don't think. And you can probably find them cheaper if you do go places like Amazon, or have a look on like your local game store, see if they sell them, sort of thing. And I mean, I used this one, the size 2, to dot the pupils in on this guy. So if it's big enough, if it's good enough to dot the pupils only on a guy that size, I think they're pretty good for doing detail work with. Although I must say, the brush I use if I want to do some really fine detail work is the Army Painter's Masterclass brush. I like that one. That is a very long. Hang on, if I can grab it. Oh. Hang on, let's see if I can swap cameras actually.
Okay, I'll put you in solo mode here. Yep.
There we go. So as you can see, like that's the Mastercraft Army Painter's Masterclass brush. So that's like very, very, very thin, long bristles. I really like that for doing like pin washing or anything else like that. And then when you compare that to, like there you go, that's the. Can you see that properly? Is that showing up all right?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so they're quite like the size 2 green stuff world one. That one is quite a chunky brush, but I do recommend it very much. Actually, it's got a lovely tip, and it's surviving. It's surviving the use I'm giving it.
Oh, that's good, mate. Do you use any kind of conditioner or any kind of other additive to wash your brushes out after a big session? No?
No. I used to use brush soap, but I'd forget. And now I can't really be bothered to replace it, to be honest.
Right.
I mean, I probably should. I have heard that does help brushes massively. So, yeah, I probably should actually use some sort of brush soap or brush conditioner. It would probably help. But I actually, something I find, at least I use it for cleaning my dry brushes out, especially isopropyl alcohol. Like put the brush in that. Like I just use the palm of my hand, just smash it around on the palm of my hand, or if it's a good brush, twirl it around and then give it a wipe down. That strips the paint out of it really nicely, and I've not noticed it damage any of the bristles on my brushes.
Yeah. Well, isn't that the same? Sorry, mate, isn't that the same stuff as the airbrush thinner? Isn't that kind of the same thing, like a strong alcohol-based thing?
Well, if that's what the airbrush thinner is, then yeah, that's basically what ISO is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a really strong, It's not suitable for human consumption.
Yeah. I made the mistake of putting the brush in my mouth after washing it out and that stuff, but like the strong stuff, I'd like this super strong airbrush cleaner. Yeah, that wasn't very pleasant. So yeah.
Yeah, no, like so I've only done it once with the isopropyl alcohol. So if that's anything similar, that is a taste that stays with you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not good, mate. That's not good. It's like drinking alien blood.
I can imagine it is. Yeah.
Toxicity. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. WAN time. Josh, what paints do you use for orc skin? Cheers. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to cover some videos on this. I mean, it's something that I've been talking about for years now, doing orcs as a painting video. And I did one on the channel, so you have to go back to have a look at that. I did that last year, and I did a Evil Sun's orc, just his face. So I just did it with the classic sort of like a Dark Angel's green, like a dark green, blending it up using like mixing yellow in that to get like the mid-tone, and then adding white to get the highlights, and using some green ink, I believe, as well. So just very classic kind of old school style of painting orc skin. So just go back on my channel, mate. You'll find it. It's in one of the eavylead painting videos there, and you can check out how I did that one. Sci-fi one. Yeah, okay. There you go. Sci-fi just answered it, mate. I did one last year sometime. So Camilo says, I've had a lot of success with Raphael 840804 brushes. I'm really happy with how much they've assisted in improving my painting. A magnifying headset has also been fantastic. Yes, that's a very big improvement. That's what I've been doing as well. I've got glasses that are magnified, and I've also got like a headset that's magnifies it and makes a massive, massive difference. Young, handsome Jonny there doesn't need it. He's got perfect eyes, and the handsome 80 there too also doesn't need any glasses. He's got perfect eyes for painting miniatures, which is good, isn't it? Very envious of you guys.
Well, I'm short-sighted, put it that way. Means I can see this, but I can't see anything else.
What can I say, Josh? What can I say?
Yeah, me and Danny there with our glasses on, mate. Our old glasses.
I need I'm long-sighted, unfortunately.
To be fair, though, guys, you're painting a hell of a lot more than me and AD probably. Being commission painting. So.
Yeah. But
Possibly true, yeah.
Raphael, I've used them before. They are very good brushes. Yeah.
I've got to be honest, I've not used those ones.
Yeah. If you find them, have a look and try them because they are good. They are good brushes. I would say that. I think Raphael, and there's also Da Vinci. I've tried them as well, and they're not too bad. And
I'm pretty sure I've tried the Da Vinci ones myself as well.
Yeah, they're not too bad. They're budgeted to a cost that's affordable, and at least you can give them a go and see how they go. And they might not last forever, but yeah, they make a decent brush. So one time, 100% the Artist Opus dry brushes were a massive disappointment. I actually cleaned them as well. Wasted money.
Same. Yeah, I did the same. I cleaned them. I tried to keep them as nice as possible. Like they just didn't seem to last. Like the bristles just shrank right down to nothing. So you've basically got if you want to do something like stippling, then yeah. But if you actually want to use them for like a dry brush sort of a thing, even if it's more like a moist brush rather than a dry brush, they're still they're just I found like I said, like very disappointing.
Okay, mate. Well, that's a shame because they've got a good reputation. So it's a shame that their brushes that for that series anyway were not that not well received, unfortunately. But
Yeah. I mean,
okay,
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people do like them. Yeah.
But yeah, for like you say, for the cost, like 60 quid for 4 in a nice case. Yeah, you'd want some longevity with those kind of brushes for that kind of cost. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like they've got the moistening pad that comes with it. It's just a bit of foam. That's all it is. It's basically the same sort of black foam that you'd get out of the blister packs back in the day. It's basically that. That's all it is. Cut into a circle and put in a little pot.
Yeah. Yep. Now, like me and Danny talked about in our first White Dwarf, talking about 80 and what a wonderful guy he is, answering questions to people in the chat. And he doesn't mind answering the same question over and over and over again. So 80, this is a question for you, mate. David asks, what edition of Space Marine Epic 40K is your favorite?
Oh, that's easy. Second edition. I have played. Did play a little bit of the Titan Legions, and I did play a little bit of third edition, which effectively killed the entire range. Damn it! But for me, it's second edition. It's the one I've played the most, and it's the one that I am in fact collecting my armies towards because I love the card-based system for choosing armies. I love the rolls. I love the look of the models, the balance. Everything's all good.
Great. Okay. Well, I hope that answers your question there, David. And thanks for asking a question to 80 there, mate. All right. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. What have we got here? We've got quite a few questions. I haven't actually put a bit of paint to a miniature yet. I've got some epic models here, but I can't get to them. But I do enjoy going through the comments here. So Historical Doppelganger says, I used to pick up the cheap artist paint sets at craft shops or WHS Smiths. They wear out quickly, but all right for base coating or dry brushing. Yeah, Same if I bought brushes at my Daiso, like a dollar shop. Yeah, they're good for just doing some non-precise kind of work, just for terrain, and they're brilliant. Yeah, but for doing stuff that you want to do precision work with, yeah, probably not so good. Alcohol-based paints. What ABV percentage we all lick the brush would end up tipsy? Could end up tipsy. I don't know about tipsy. Bloody hell!
Oh yeah,
dead.
You probably would kill it. Yeah, I mean it's 99% proof. Actually, I think it's 99.9% proof. Let me have a look. Yeah, 99.9%. And it's also got lots of other paint flecks in it and stuff like that from where I use it. So no, I mean, I think you probably die before you're drunk on it.
Yeah, jeez, just the thought of it. Okay, like that's a new kind of moonshine. That stuff, that's for sure. Slightly off topic. As someone who studied design, it made me really happy to hear Eavy also has a design background and worked for a publisher for children's books prior to work for White Dwarf. That's right.
Ladybird Books.
Yeah.
Great company, and I worked for a great boss as well, a guy called John Scott, who was the advertising manager, and he was such a mentor. I mean, we had a great time. He was brilliant to work for, and I have to say, it kind of coloured my. If I measure any, sort of my working life against, he's the guy I measure it against. Him and another guy called Ian Elliott, who was a teacher at school, who was also a professional graphic designer, and he was a great mentor too. I've lost touch with both those guys, unfortunately, over the years, but those guys were great, really, really good. But yeah.
That's good, mate. That's lovely. Yep, you can hear that in our interview with Eavy on the Crown of Command podcast. Eavy's story and how he his first jobs and how he got into to work for the design studio later on. So if that would be of any interest to you, please go and check that out on the Crown of Command podcast. As we do have a podcast, people sometimes don't know that there is one out there. There are voices to be heard, and Eavy's one of them. So please go and check that out if you can. But thanks again, Camillo, for adding that comment. Okay.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, he's a good guy, Camillo. You'd like chatting to him. He's really big into design as well, mate. So that's what he does.
Ooh, good.
Yeah. Actually, it's Dr. Camillo now. Sorry, Doctor. I do apologise. He's got his doctorate now. Sci-fi. Once you start drinking more than a shot's worth of paint, you'll have to admit you have a problem. Yeah, that's right. And once you got a taste for it, that's when things really go downhill. Yeah. Okay. So Camilla says, I always love the faces he would pull in the editorials of the magazine. That's talking about Eavy here. Thank you, Eavy, for being such an important part of our early hobby years. That's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, nice.
I haven't lost it. It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying to Josh yesterday, actually, Eavy, that I think you were actually probably the main face of Games Workshop for me when I first discovered it. Through all the White Dwarfs and everything, it was your face, like the Mad Orc and everything else like that. Yeah, it was you were like the face of Games Workshop for me until I discovered all the other areas of it. Like you always knew whenever you saw an article written by you in there, you knew it was going to be a good article.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. It was. I mean, I look at some of those articles now, and most of them still. So I think there's only one. I want to talk about it at some point, which was a painting one that I did. That it was, and there was only one that I did that I actually look at now, and I think, oh no, I don't think this holds up at all. But I might, what I probably ought to do is actually look at it and kind of analyse what it is about it that I disagree with, or what I look at and I kind of think I'm not sure I agree with that now. But you have to bear in mind it was written 20 years ago, probably 30, and a lot's changed.
Yeah,
for sure, mate. Okay, we'll have to do a retrospective, mate, on one of those articles, or a retrospective on. Actually, that's a good one, Eavy. We should do
interesting to talk about.
Yeah, a White Dwarf retrospective. That'd be a good one. Like articles of White Dwarf that you worked on, and
yeah.
and talking about them. I think that'd be really nice for people to hear that. So,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, mate. We'll put that on the cards. I think that'd be
Yeah.
great. We're booking you in. Okay.
Sit there and listen to you wax a terminal about different stuff from back in the day. That's for sure. I know I could.
Yeah, mate. I think a lot of people would love that.
Yeah.
To listen to Eavy talk about that'd be great.
No, that's good.
Sci-fi says, "Is a wet palette as important as a good brush?" Wet palette.
No.
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 You don't need a wet palette. That's a complete conspiracy.
Never used one, actually.
Yeah, you don't need
Right.
it. It's a complete conspiracy. It's a money-making thing, really. But,
Not if you make your own one like me.
But they have their uses. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I do use a wet palette myself, but you don't need it.
Yeah.
A
wet palette is one of those things that helps to make life a bit easier, but it's not like you can live without one. You can happily just use a dry palette or a tile or something like that. You can use one of them and not having any issues.
And to put people at rest, there's some of the greatest golden demon winners don't use wet palettes even to this day. So you do not need to use a wet palette.
No.
Yep, no, I totally agree with that. I think Angel Heraldez, if you know Angel Heraldez, I followed him for years and years and years. Really early on in the Corvus Belly days of Infinity, and he would have just a blister. He'd get the blister packs where the miniatures sold, and he'd use that as a palette. So just a plastic, and he produced some of the most amazing paint jobs I've ever seen. So, I mean, now the guy uses a wet palette now because he's now sponsored by Redgrass Games, and he's got Artist Opus and all these other people who are
money-making
using him. Yeah, using him for to promote their products, which is fair enough. But yeah, he used to have just a filthy table, just so dirty, just full of paint everywhere. And Martin, the other guy I really admire too as a painter, one of my all-time favorite painters. Again, just had like a paper towel, and he'll just paint on the paper towel. So it really doesn't really matter. It's just whatever. Yeah, I used to use a ceramic tile. So I think a lot of us did that, and we used to get some tape, packaging tape, wrap over the tile and paint over that. That's it. Yeah, like that. And then we used to get some packaging tape, like brown tape, and wrap around it and go over the top of that. So
Josh, I use it for when I'm sorry. I know the background, but I use it when I use metallic metals. That's when I use a palette. That's
a good idea. Yeah, metallic paints I don't like putting on the palette because it's going to get mixed up with something else, or I'm going to accidentally dip it in there, thinking it's something else. So that's a really good idea, having another external palette like that for doing metallic paints. So that's a really good tip.
See, I've got to say, I put my metallic paint straight on my wet palette with the rest of them. I've never had any problems. I've never understood that one. People say, I got to watch out, you get your metal flakes appearing in the other paints and stuff. It's like, really? Never had it.
Well,
it doesn't. It's one of them things. It might not affect your painting as per se, but if you really looked into it, you might find little specks of flakes here and there.
I mean, maybe, but I don't really mix paints very often on my wet palette, so it's like they're usually very separate sort of thing on there.
Yeah.
So, like I say, I don't really have the one like. Nope. I got it. I mean, no.
But it's not a do or die. It's just a preference. It's a I prefer not to mix them.
Oh yeah. No, I know there's quite a few people that do. It's just every time I've heard that, they'll mix on the wet palette. It's like, no, it won't. I'm looking at it now. It ain't doing it. He's back again.
I think Broden is in the same camp, mate. He thinks, no, Dad, you don't need a wet palette. Throw it away or give it to me. I can play with. I can put it in my mouth. I can bite into it. So yeah. Okay, now Stephen O'Shea. Hey, Stephen, how you going, mate? You're a new person here with a lovely profile picture of the classic Jeff Taylor Warhammer Quest cover. Awesome. The Muscularity Barbarian. Hey, chaps, love the channel. Using some Rosemary&Co to get some last-minute paint on my Chaos Dwarves before my buddy comes over for a 4th ed game with his woodies. Praise Hashut. Yes, that's awesome, mate. Fantastic. You're living my dream, mate. 4th edition battle. Wow. I'd love to someone have to come over and play a 4th edition game with me.
4th edition Chaos Dwarfs. Best army in Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah, we would love to see photos of that, Stephen. If you're not part of our Discord, could you please join it and throw some pictures up there for us, mate? I would love to see that, and all the other guys would love to see that too. So yeah, if you're or on Facebook as well, we have a Facebook group. Either any of the Herohammer channels, yeah, throw them up there. I would love to see those. That'd be awesome. And have a great game. Yeah, so David also comments, yes, 80s faces in White Dwarf are legendary.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's have a look. Oh, here we go. So for Jonny. Jonny Watson, Jamie couldn't agree more about the importance of quality brush. Acquiring brush control is hard enough without the tool working against you. So yeah, brush control. Now these obviously, I think there's been quite a stream of comments coming in, so they're quite late to our discussion that we had before. Sorry guys, we're getting through them as quickly as possible. Sci-fi, getting married in a registry office, spending the money that would have gone on the wedding on a year-long around the world ticket. No wonder I'm single. Yeah. Yeah, I wish we did the same, mate. Okay. What's that noise?
Neighbours decided to start drilling.
Oh, right. Others. Okay. Let's see. Wedding costs in US are now... okay, this is going way back to when we were talking about the wedding hall. Bloody hell. This is going way back now.
It's good, Josh. It means we've got a lot of comments. That's great.
Yeah, we've got a lot of comments. It's good, yeah. Because I was kind of going to talk about, when we're going to have the stream on, what was the best time. But I find that this time is not too bad because at least you guys are midday and Americans are just waking up in the morning. So we've got both people coming in, which is really nice. Okay, let's hear. Josh, not even a sip of beer on your wedding day. That's tragic, mate. Tell me about it, mate.
No.
I had the beer right in front of me. I had to take a sip and said, "Oh no, you got to take photos now." In Japan, you got to take 1,000 trillion photos with everybody. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you're sitting there with my missus, and then they had like her friends come up to the podium stage thing, and one will take a photo, and then they'd have to take, and the next person to take another photo, and the next person take another photo. Oh mate, it was just mental, absolutely mental. It was completely stuffed by the end of that night. I can tell you now. It's supposed to be your best day of your life. Apparently. The Green Stuff World brushes were about £5 through Wayland Games. They're good brushes. Okay.
Yeah, it's about the same sort of price. Yeah, you can get them, like I say, you can get them cheaper from other stockists other than going direct to Green Stuff World for them, that's for sure.
Okay, so WAN time, 80. Do you ever play 40k 2nd edition or 3rd edition these days?
No, not at all. I mean, when when 40k 2nd edition finished, I went straight over into 3rd edition, and I loved 3rd edition. I thought 3rd edition was great, and but I haven't played not since leaving Games Workshop, and even before that, I hadn't played for quite a long time. It was just never seemed to have the time for it. It's one of those things.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, mate. And thank you very much for your question there, WAN time. Really
yes, thank you very much.
Now, my good friend Dino from Germany says, what's 80's current favourite game?
Perfect. Epic. I mean, I haven't played it for 20 years, but I mean, gosh, if you saw the cases that are around me, and I've been ferreting stuff in and out of, and painting up and working, because it's been amazing. This has been an amazing time. I've got so much stuff done on all my epic armies just by piling them on and working through them and like stuff. But yeah, definitely epic. Definitely.
Well, AD, you've got a game coming soon, mate. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Love to hear it, guys.
Hopefully, a couple actually.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we get as many as we can. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Have it once every week. That'd be a good idea.
I'm looking to do like a go up. I'm looking to get up there and stay there for the night, and something we'll have a whole day of it. So we get 50 games in. That'd be great.
The only problem is we live so far from each other, but but we'll see. We'll see what we can sort out.
Jonny can sleep on the sofa, mate. On 80's sofa. You can stay the night.
Honestly, Josh, I'm thinking of getting a hotel up there and staying over the night.
Oh, really?
So I've got a whole day's play. That's what I'm thinking. That's what
okay.
Do, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Get a few games in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, get a curry and a few beers at night, and
That's
you'd be laughing.
What we're gonna do.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, I'd love to see that, guys. We've got to have that happen. We've got to make it happen. So that'd be wonderful. My good friend Chris Snyder's here in the chat. Good on you, Chris. How you going, mate? I find that the shape of the brush is the most important factor, and all brushes will eventually bite the dust. If I can find a brush that's well shaped and it's cost well, I'll load up on them. So yeah, I totally agree with that. I find Winsor & Newton and these Vallejo brushes that serve that purpose really well. So Chris, what's your brush choice? What brushes are you using? I haven't actually never asked you that, mate. So yeah, please let us know what brushes are you using. I think this is in reply to what 80's favorite game is. I think that's what Dino asked you before. Why isn't it Mortal Gods?
No idea what Mortal Gods is. Sorry.
That's okay, mate. It's think of Greek mythology. Not Greek mythology. Okay. Is it Greek mythology? Yeah, there's a mythological. Yeah.
Hang on a sec. I remember what Mortal Gods is now. Yeah,
it's like slash historical slash mythological. Yeah, it's like a skirmish game with Spartans, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the company I've actually done some work for them in the past, but I can't remember the name of the company. But I do know what he means. Oh, another question for me.
Yeah, mate.
Did the old game day displays the Battle of Antop and Big Tooth River? No, I wouldn't have been. I don't remember being directly because I was never involved in big display pieces because they were usually put together by, if I remember correctly, they were usually put together by individual games workshops or like around the country. So the big display games, no, I was never involved in those.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Highland Cowboy 01, for getting a question for 80. That's really nice of you, mate. Thank you. And thanks, 80, for answering it.
Yeah, thank you.
Camilla says, thanks for the doctor shout-out, Josh Sensei. Interestingly, many of the interviewees were British designers, including Auntie Gent, who does the models for the Wes Anderson movies. Wes Anderson? Wes Anderson? Don't know Wes. Sorry, mate. Don't know Wes Anderson. Sorry, mate. I don't know who he is.
That name rings a bell, but I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not clued up on who does what movies nowadays, unless it's made in the 90s. So I'm not really clued up on it now. Also, you were the one who taught me how to use an airbrush. Yeah, that's right. That's a long time ago now. Wow, is that over 10 years ago now? So no matter my degree, you'll always be sensei to me. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Camilla. That's lovely, mate. Appreciate that. Dino, bloody hell, I had to leave the room for a couple of times as the rascals were rascaling. Now, I didn't get if he answered or not. So we have answered the question. And 80 said that 2nd edition Space Marine was his favorite game. And he may know what Mortal Gods is. So there you go.
My brain kicked in eventually.
Yeah. Mortal Gods looks like a really interesting game. but I honestly haven't played it yet either. I really want to give it a go. So I hope me and Dino can do a remote game of that at some point, if that's possible. Historical double ganger. My wet palette is a plastic case that was for a USB cable with a bit of kitchen roll and some baking paper. Yep, that's all you need.
Yeah, mine's one of the old Games Workshop's scenery boxes they used to do. Actually, it's still got Citadel on there, so that's how old this box is. The old terrain scenery box they did with some kitchen roll in it, a bit of baking paper on the top of it, and kitchen roll on the top for dry brushing. It's got that many layers of paint on it now that it's just like a plasticky sort of rough edge. That's my wet palette.
That's all you need, mate. That's it. That's all you need. As practical as it is, that's all you need. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. Here we go. Is a controversial question. Does 3040K count as old hammer now?
Yep. I think it's anything before 2000, I'd say counts as or anything around 2000 just on's now old hammer, really. So yeah, I'd put 3rd edition, 4th edition, even it going into old hammer now, really. Like it's getting there, isn't it? You know.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, you got looking at the Warhammer Fantasy side of it. When did the was it War Master they did, which was like their epic scale Warhammer Fantasy?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, War Master.
Yeah. Like that would
2000. That was 2000.
There you go. Yeah. So that would I'd count that as old hammer, definitely.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I mean, yeah.
I think that was the last.
I'm not sure when
that was. Sorry, mate. I cut across you. So we finished what you're going to say.
I can't remember what I was saying now. It's all right. Carry on.
Sorry. What I was going to say was that I think War Master was one of the. I think Rick wrote that, or certainly had a lot of involvement in that. Rick Priestley. And it was like, I think it was one of his pet projects, and one of the last really big things I think he did for the company, really. But yeah, nice chap, drummer. Funnily enough.
Oh, is Rick Priestley a drummer too? Rick Priestley.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I play. Well, yeah. I mean, he doesn't play a lot. I mean, I did a gig at Games Workshop once, and we got him up on stage to play a song, and that was great fun. And he said to me afterwards, "Oh, you were clapping along to keep me in time." I said, "No, I wasn't. I was clapping along because you were bloody awesome."
Oh, right,
he was so
good.
great.
Okay.
He was really good. But the one thing I said to him was he said, it's funny that you don't have to play half the stuff you played. If you'd have just kept time, everyone would have still fallen about themselves clapping. You sound that good, you know. And you know, and he's great. He's a great player. In fact, I had one of his drum kits off him. So he wanted to get rid of. So I said, I'll take that off you. Still use it. Still use it.
What is it? Do you know what make was it, AD?
Oh, it was a Pearl Rhythm Traveler. You know the Rhythm Traveler kits.
All right.
You ever seen one of those?
Don't think I have, but I'm sure Pearl's always quite nice.
It's when the bass drum is like 20 by 8 inches. You know, everything's really compact and everything stacks inside of each other. Oh, cool. And they're nice kits. I mean, at one point I was playing when I started playing in this blues band about 2006, and we were out so much. We were out 3 times a week, literally Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I used the Rhythm Traveler kit because it was so easy to hump in and out of venues. Certainly in the beginning, it was just really, really nice. We didn't bother marking it up or anything. It was just perfect. It was perfect. And even now, if I need something that I know the stage is going to be small, or it's going to be a tiny pub or anything like that, I'll often use it. But generally speaking, I use my Ludwig kit, which is gorge. So,
of course, because Jonny, you're also a drummer, aren't you, mate?
I am, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I thought.
What's it with this drummer?
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Bloody hell.
It must be a gaming thing, yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
Gay Lips. Gay Lips. Is it Gay Lips? Gay Lips.
Gay Lips,
that's one of the That's one of the best names for a band I've ever heard, mate. Gay Lips. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely have to chat about that stuff, actually.
Absolutely. Don't you worry. We've got plenty to talk about. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. We've got plenty to talk about. Plenty to play. Yeah. We got a good time. Be fun.
Okay, Danny, what instrument do you play, mate?
I don't. I've got zero musical talent whatsoever. I couldn't even hold a rhythm if I bloody tried, mate.
Danny, you'd be a great front man, mate. I tell you now. I could just.
Oh yeah.
I can't sing either. Can't sing either.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to.
Oh, that usually doesn't stop anybody. That doesn't.
No.
Oh yeah. Well, as long as I don't need to sing, I'll be well away. Oh, there you go. Hillary seconds that one. Thank you, darling, so much. Oh, if you're watching, love, can you make us a cup of tea?
Yeah, it must be getting to your near. Is it 12:30 now for you guys? So you must be lunchtime.
Nearly 1:30.
1:30,
yeah.
1:30.
Just see on the chat, Adia. Just see on the chat, someone said that be careful because if you've ever seen Spinal Tap, the drummer always blows up, doesn't he? So.
Oh yeah.
We got to be careful.
Yeah. Drumming's a deadly business. Yes. You could choke on your own vomit or choke on someone else's vomit. You know, you can't dust vomit for a print and all this kind of thing.
Yeah. Did you see that Spinal Tap 2 is coming out?
Yes, I have actually. It just looks mental.
Yeah.
Look, I hope they do it justice. I hope they do it justice.
Me too. Yeah, that's really good news. Yeah, that was really funny.
I'm gonna have to go, gents. So
no, that's fine, Eddie.
Really
sorry, mate.
Good fun. A great time.
Yeah, that's great, mate. Sorry, I didn't realise it's so late for you people over there. So I really appreciate it, Eddie.
Yeah, sure.
It's absolutely fine.
Same here, mate. I think I'm pushing it with the kids.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I'm totally honest. Look, guys, thank you so much again for entertaining myself and all the people here in the chat and in the comments and everything. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely love it.
Me and Danny will soldier on for a little bit.
Yeah, you guys crack on. You carry on. Right. Keep going. Go. Definitely.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to get a drink. Okay, guys, take care.
See you later.
See you later. Have a great Saturday. See you. And there's only 2.
Yeah, I think I might actually go and it probably is about that time. I'm getting hungry myself, so I'm probably going to have to go and look for some food myself now.
That's fine, mate. No, that's okay. I don't want to hold you away from your food, mate. That's for sure. But so thanks again, Danny, for joining us, mate. Thank you, everybody, for the comments. We didn't get through all of them, which is amazing. So I don't think we've ever had so many comments before in our entire streaming career. So I'm really happy to see.
You did all right, mate. We got through most of them, actually.
Yeah, we did pretty well. Like I haven't touched a miniature, mate. I've touched nothing. I put paint to nothing so far, so I've got all this epic stuff in front of me. Haven't done anything with them. So I think it's time for me to switch off and disconnect and start getting some paint on. I think it's almost time to go to bed. It's 10:30 here, so it's time to head up to bed soon, mate.
It's hitting literally 1:27 here, so it's almost 1:30 in the afternoon now.
Okay, well, if you do want to catch Danny in the latest My First White Dwarf, we're going to cover issue 205 together. And I've finished all the editing. It's up on Patreon now, so if you're a patron, you can get to watch that early. If you're not a patron, don't worry. You'll see it in a couple of days' time and get to enjoy Danny's first White Dwarf. Okay, guys.
Indeed.
So thanks to everybody who's joined today, and really appreciate it. And we'll catch you again next weekend. Until then, take care. Good
See
night.
Everybody next weekend. It's been fun as always, Josh, mate. Have fun.
Take care, Daddy. Thanks again, mate. See you later.
Thank you.